Welcome to another edition of Jive Time Turkeys. A Prince 15 on Twitter and Jive Time Turkeys on Instagram and YouTube. This episode, I'm joined by.
Stop
You
like
just got
that.
through saying last you go second every time.
My bad. Start like James on all platforms. What's up, y'all?
And it's your boy S. Carter 1 on Twitter.
All right, so before we actually got into the sports coverage, I did want to get your takes on a couple things that was in the media. First of all, this week's I Am an Athlete podcast came out. They had Andre Johnson on there, which led to a discussion about power and NFL players, which then led to a couple memes that we ourselves used and posted. Check them out on Instagram, Jive Time Turkeys. But I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on the conversation that was being had between Brandon Marshall and then Ocho Cinco about the differences between NBA players and NFL players. Brandon Marshall wants the NFL to be like the NBA in terms of their players association and the power structure. And what Ocho Cinco was trying to say is the NFL won't ever be that because they don't have guaranteed contracts. So my question to you, is it that simple of they just don't have guaranteed contracts, or is there some truth to what Brandon Marshall was saying? Just expound on those thoughts.
Where'd you go, Steve?
Well, the issue with football is, and it's that way for football, and it's different from any other sports because the probability of a player getting injured is really high. So that makes it really a risky investment to guarantee anybody's contract because of, the average lifespan of an average football player is only a couple of years. So I think it's three and a half or something on average. So, it's kind of hard giving somebody, like 10 years, $100 million guaranteed when next play you break your knee and that'll be it. So that's where it's a little different, a little hard. And it's some truth to that because if somebody has guaranteed money, it's a more valuable investment. I know we want to talk about players that way, but that's what it breaks down to. I mean, NFL players have power, but not as much as NBA. They probably never will. If they do get guaranteed contracts, kind of like the NBA, they're going to make less money. And I don't know if they want to do that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the NFL, they definitely the league has more control over their product than the NBA does. At least they try to control the product more. They try to get out individualism from their players. They kind of want them to be robots, and that kind of goes with the players wearing helmets and just not being presented like the NBA presents. The NBA uses their stars. That's how they push that. That's how they market their league. Then NFL doesn't as much. And then as far as contracts, just like you said, I mean, with the nature of the game, I mean, they're not going to give out guaranteed contracts and then your career could be over just like that, or you'd be gone for a season for an extended period of time. So, yeah. I mean, in that regard, he was right.
Yeah, so I mean, in that regard, he was right. I think it's more, well, one, the roster size, I think also doesn't benefit anybody working together in one thing. And I think that was something they didn't really talk about. Like, there'll be certain position groups that will all come together and be on the same wavelength, and there will be others that won't. And I think basketball is more, there's less roster spots. And so it's a lot easier to get everybody on the same page, even with guaranteed money. That adds to it. And then the individualism, And yeah, I mean, I just think it's too hard to like unless you're a hardcore fan, you're not gonna know the slot cornerback of the third team in your division. Like, I mean, shit, I don't even know who the slot cornerback for the Giants is. So I think like that more so kind of lends to it. Yeah, but it was a lively discussion,
to say the least.
to say the least. Greasy and Satellite Guy, what you guys think? Talking about the I am an athlete discussion.
I say I agree with Lou to an extent. As of late, the NFL has been pushing their stars, and their stars being the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They push the hell out of them quarterbacks. You're going to see the quarterback face. You're going to see the quarterback in all the commercials. You'll see the quarterback on the picture on the tickets outside the stadium.
Dancing in the videos.
Yeah. For
sure. The problem with that is who's getting broke off? The quarterback. So what incentive does the quarterback have to care about the 53rd man on the roster? Not much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know the name. So, man, it's almost like I'm not gonna say they. I'm not gonna say they're running like a plantation, but they're running it like corporate America. Because quarterback sure is upper management. Just
Go ahead, Mom.
that's where they got a lot of these corporate structures from.
Oh, the plantation. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy.
Watered
Hey man, you know I'm be that men. Ain't about being that guy. Be that men.
Like,
That's some bullshit.
Hey man,
that's where they got all this like corporate structure, like from plantations. Like, it's okay to say. I mean, it kind of is.
Okay, it's out of everything, the NCAA. Yeah, okay, I'm with you on that. That's definitely ran like a plantation. Like, just feed them and give them a couple books, and we'll worry about the rest.
Bro, you don't think there was people back in the day who like it was their job to come back? Their 9 to 5 was to be the overseer, like, and then they went home. It was people whose job it was. So like,
ain't they proud to have white wives now?
He wasn't the overseer though. Well, now he is.
We're not going there yet. Hold on, wait a second.
I was just dropping a little taste, but real quick, I just want to say the thing about Brandon Marshall and Chad is really the answer is both of them. Like the answer is both. It just turns out how you view it the timeline. You know what I'm saying? Chad, like, it's gonna take a little while. Brandon, like, yeah, it's right now though. Like, it's starting right now. And so it's kind of how what view are you on the timeline of it? Like, I get what Chad was saying, but the response is directly what Brandon was saying. Like, yeah, we have the people right now who could step up and say something, and it's going to take more. But it does. But it has to start with a quarterback, right? You just can't, because if it could be any other position, like those efforts were already done by other players in the different positions. But because the black quarterback, the quarterback, the color quarterback was like the last bastion, or whatever the word is, to break through. Now it's more significant. But you had Dion, and you had people that's in different positions who were the apex of their positions saying stuff for everybody else. But it was like,
let's not forget the whole reason, like one of the big reasons we have free agency is Reggie White.
Yeah, so, like you have the apex in that position who could afford to say, look, this ain't right. And it's like, okay, but now when it shifts to the major piece of the puzzle or the board, it's like, all right, real shit got changed. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the apex position of the sport, of the apex sport in America. So I ain't gonna go further than that. I just say they both were saying the right thing because it's based on how you view the timeline. And that's why I hope that they could like I hope the conversation went to a point where they could actually get to that point. But as the homeboy said, nigga, you don't know the rosters. It was like, yeah, we really not gonna see eye to eye right there. Like we just going Hey chef, what you got cooking, chef? Because right now homeboy folks shit don't make no shit. So when you hit that point, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Who broke the conversation up? Was it old man? Was it Fred? Yeah, he's like, yeah,
we're gonna switch it up right quick. Dre, we're gonna switch it right up. Like,
yeah. So but like you were saying, right?
Yeah, so
but even with Reggie White, like Reggie White helped everybody. He helped the owners, and the players. Because Brothers was not going to Green Bay. Like, Green Bay would not have a Super Bowl. He made it okay for black people to go and live in Wisconsin. As 40 degrees below zero.
Hey, and then we saw Lambeau leaping, baby. Lambeau leaping.
I don't know.
Back in
Like
those,
Milwaukee has always been.
but those first Packers teams had black players. They had significant black players. The names are
Oh, it was only like 16.
And then Brothers went on the drought. I was like, no, I got a voice.
They weren't good. I'm sure they had black players. They just weren't good.
Olu, come on, brother. Come on.
Seriously.
Brothers won't go to Green Bay.
Wait, what time period are you speaking towards, Sir Starlight? What time period?
Late 90s.
Well, no. I'm saying back in the 60s, they had brothers playing for the
But there was
Packers.
only 8 teams, Olu. 8 jobs. Where I'm gonna go?
Well, it was more than 18.
I mean, but it was still. Well, first off, they wasn't
AFL and NFL. I mean, you know.
But also, in that time, they were the best. They were one of the best teams too. Still a top team. You got Vince. Like, who's not gonna play for Vince? I don't care where the fuck we in Antarctica. We in Sub-Saharan Africa.
Mhm.
That's Vince Lombardi. I'm gonna play. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different context, but that's all we're saying.
Yeah, I'm just talking shit.
When they had the Magic Man, his name was Magic Man, right?
Magic House.
Yeah, when they had Magic House,
Sterling was there.
Sterling, he got drafted, right? No, let's be accurate.
Sterling got
That's what I'm
drafted.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what he ain't no choice. Where you gonna go? Got drafted, nigga. Better catch all these touchdowns. That's all I'm saying. I'm not keeping it light. I'm just warming up. How y'all doing? Love y'all. Good to see y'all out here. Start life in the hey, David. What's up?
Milwaukee ain't checking no boxes. There ain't no nightlife. They got state income tax. It's cold as hell. And it's
Green Bay.
no. Brothers ain't going.
It's not Milwaukee. It's Green Bay.
Yeah, because it's making it worse, right, Steve? Yeah, making it worse, right?
They probably kicking it in Milwaukee. I mean,
Like 40
my
minutes.
brother is from Racine, though. You know,
Who is?
he was my brother. He was out there banging in Racine too. So, you know,
Representing for everybody. We